incredibly well. It really has been an incredible day for me, incredible day, and I hope you guys, enjoyed church today. If you did, some people don't really go to church, but I hope you did. You know what I mean? Okay, guys, you've seen this headline. Honestly, it made the only person who's just so sick and tired, like fed up of just kind of hearing the president being dragged into mud. But again, we also know that there's a lot of infiltration. They thought the infiltrated Chamisa. No, they were heavily infiltrated. Now, one of ZANU PF's hardliner really has been at the forefront defending President Mnangagwa, is accusing him of sexual harassment, sexual violation. Because harassment is it's not the same, right? There's quite a difference there. So guys, we need to have a chart on this one. Very important. On the other end as well, Temba Mliswa is in hot soup. I mean, the stuff that is being dropped on social media right now, shocking. So before we get into the nitty-gritties, please, if it's your first time to come across this channel, do yourself a favor, subscribe and make sure that you ring the bell so that every time when I'm live, you'll be notified immediately. And I also want to say shout out to my regulars who are already joining us right now. I'm going to say shout out to Edmore. Moses is here. Good to see you all. Max is here. Don't forget, guys, to like the live so that we push algorithm. Nessa, good to see you. I'm so glad you are here. Brighton, good to see you. Like the live, guys, push algorithm, invite everyone to the conversation. This one is a hot one. Thomas, good to see you. I'm really, like, I feel, well, it's a sad story for President Mnangagwa. It's really a sad story. In my opinion, it's a sad story. Ambassador of Peace, I'm so glad you guys are here. I'm really glad. All right. You have seen what's going on currently, okay? You have seen. The social media is going wild. I must say wild and wild since yesterday, especially X. I don't know if other platform people are sharing the same news because these issues are very sensitive. Some people are afraid. Most of these bloggers can't touch the president. They're afraid. They know what's going to come for them because majority have been paid really by the regime to do all their work. So imagine when you start sharing something that is contradicting with what you've been sharing, it can turn very ugly. It really can turn very ugly. I want to read the quote for Warren Buffett. He said, you will continue to suffer if you have an emotional reaction to everything that is said to you. True power is sitting back and observing things with logic. True power is restrained. If words control you, that means everyone else can control you. Breathe and allow things to pass. I do a lot of meditation, so I know what that means, I meditate a lot. You can't cope with what's going on in this country. You can't. You have to actually make sure that at least you meditate. Nelson Chamisa sent a quote yesterday where he said there's always a way out. And I'm also a firm believer that there's always a way out. In every situation, there's always a way out. What's going on currently in Zimbabwe, there's always a way out. It's unfortunate that ZANU PF have sown quite a number of, not quite a number, have sown evil seeds for decades. And now it's coming back. It's coming back, wanting them heavily, be it the corruption that we know. Now it's immorality as surfacing on social media. It is said honestly. And we also know that President Mnangagwa was on record that he is now closing the chapter of his term. And other people said, you are just being played. I've seen quite a number of tweets. People say, don't believe him. Don't believe it. That's what people are saying because he is desperate to have this static chairmanship. So you know that if you guys play him dirty during the protests, there's a possibility that it can really tint him badly. So do you think that is lying? What do you think, guys? Just comment in the comment section. Drop your comment there. Do you think he's lying that this is his last term, or he's just trying to hoodwink us? What happened in 2017? Do you think he's serious? Yeah, I don't know. But for me, I want to look at the issue of the sexual assault that is trending currently of President Emerson Mnangagwa. Woo! Yeah. This is sad. A woman has been back and forth since yesterday. I know the lady very well, accusing the president for sexually abusing her, right? Sexually abusing her. Some people are saying he's not telling the truth. Let's see. To those who are saying he's telling the truth, honestly, I think he is telling the truth. And I'll tell you why I say so. Because don't forget, guys, time is moving. He's getting younger by day, and extending his term can be very tricky. But at the same time, we are seeing quite a number of work of people who are kind of supporting the 2030 mantra. They are not saying 2030, but you can see the moves of kind of trying to, to do some rallies, thank you rallies. And I'm like, thank you rally. What are you thanking people for? But again, we just show you that they're desperate. They're desperate, definitely, for the support to, to push the agenda of the 2030. I can see it. It's tricky, but I really don't trust, what's going on with President Emmerson Mnangagwa. I don't trust it. So a number of tweets has been sent out. A number since yesterday. Some of them, I'm not going to be saying the words because it's tricky. I can be flagged. Here on YouTube. They're very serious. They mean business. But since yesterday, the woman has been really sending vial after vial after vial after vial. Wow. So the first tweet she sends out yesterday that actually caught my attention, and I was like, wow, what is this woman talking about? She sent a very embarrassing tweet. Don't forget that we had an issue of tribalism that has been really going on. And for me, I think because she was pushing on the issue of saying you must reinstate, the MP that was fired because of the language barrier debacle, I thought she was kind of trying to push, and because this woman is known for having such a lot of scandals. But let's listen to that. Let me just read the tweet that she sends out yesterday. But some of the words I won't say them because they're really very terrible words. She was sent out. There were bad words, bad after bird. Terrible. Not for a president. I feel really for the president, Emmerson Mnangagwa. It's not easy for you, a leader, to be dragged into such mud. Sometimes you need your decency, just to have a classy man, decency. And how I've been telling you before that you must be very careful of how you are living your life, because some of people are saying, no, but don't worry, things are so bad in the country. Listen, seasons are going to change. Some of you are going to be holding very high posts, and you have been doing all your shenanigans online, and people have some information against you, and they will embarrass you. They will embarrass you. So be very careful of how you're playing out there. Be very careful. I'm just saying, be very careful of how you play our games. So this was his first tweet yesterday. Very serious tweet. And she woke up again this morning. Again, she was after President Emmerson Mnangagwa. But you also know the hardliners, the supporters of ZANU-PF were after her. But she has been at the forefront supporting President Emmerson Mnangagwa. So I do not know what really happened, what transpired. How did she wake up and started bastardizing the president? You know what I mean? She also started roping on Ametiti in the whole issue there. A lot of very much humiliating information that is on X now. For those that doesn't know the person, her name is African Delinquent on X. You can go there and read some of the stuff. I can't even read the message that she's dropping there. Very, too much explicit information for a president. But again, I also need to, like this one, she was like, Mnangagwa is a rapist. So R-A-P-R-S-T, there's no amount of noise that will make me change his narrative. Many women in Zimbabwe are dying in silence after being, raped again by Mnangagwa. Maybe you can silence others, definitely not me. You're all wasting your time. This is not one thing I'll even talk about in every conference I attend. You will never silence me. But the last time we had an issue about the same problem again with Susan Tammy, and this is another woman is coming forward. But again, like I said to you, because she has been really very close to the regime, always speaking good about President Emmerson Mnangagwa. So now the question is, what happened? what transpired, but others are saying it's because of the factional wars. It's simply she's playing on the other side of the gallery, and I'm like, guys, can it get that bad? But again, why am I surprised? Because ZANU PF has been playing the game this way. I mean, we know ZANU PF has been either bring girls. Listen, yeah, I'm telling you what I'm experiencing right now. I don't know how many men has been trying to get a hold of me. Unfortunately, you can't get me through men. That's not my weakest point. If you want to get me, you can simply, your name is African Delinquency. So it's African Delinquency, and then with the PhD, Unizulu, African Delinquent. I'm also going to make sure that at least I share some of her links on this page here, so that you guys are able to go in there and see stuff. It's terrible. It's the worst humiliating information ever. The ZANU PF people are trying. I'm trying to look for something that can maybe sound at least better, that is not too explicit in order for me to read for you. But she said a lot. The fights went on, intensified on X. It's sad, honestly. It's really sad. She also said, I have the muscle to bring Zimbabwe to a standstill. You can undermine me at your own peril, but Mnangagwa knows I can make him trend. If you think I'm lying, bring him to the space. Let's face off. I got him by his sick BLLS. Hey. Wow. So her first tweet, she said, fellow Zimbabweans, today I must tell you something. I had thought this was one of the abuses I was gonna go to the grave with. But since ZANU PF official, through its dogs, has started, I must disclose this. Mnangagwa hashtag, then RAPD me, and others. I have pictures of his naked ED. So she's alleging that she has pictures of the president naked. Huh? Then she went on to say, it is time for truth in Zimbabwe. Mnangagwa is ARAPRST. If you think I'm lying, bring him into the space with me, face to face. Let me show you what truth looks like. Then he tagged one of ZANU PF's hardliner and said, you can invite your president because I will be posting his messages and his pictures if he doesn't. Okay, so she's alleging that she's going to post the pictures, which is the naked picture she said she has, quote unquote, on social media, exposing President Emmerson Mnangagwa. She went on to say, I need a space with Mnangagwa. Let him answer me in front of Zimbabwe. Let Zimbabwe judge for herself. Mnangagwa is a RAPRST. Mnangagwa is a tribalist. Mnangagwa is the archbishop of corruption. Mnangagwa must step down. I know my story and I will tell it. She's dropping those tweets back and forth. I stand my ground. Mnangagwa is a RAPST. I have messages from Mnangagwa and pictures too. And she's tagging him on. She's not only saying things, she's tagging him. This is not like a ghost. We know this lady. Many people know her on social media. I know her like she's an open book. I have messages for Mnangagwa and pictures too. Let him come out and face off with me. You are too young to respond on his behalf. If I'm lying, let him come forward. So he says President Mnangagwa must come forward. This is sad. Very sad. She said something that was even more interesting, where she began to rope in Madamai Titi there and another lady. You also know that there are some pictures that went. Let me just say this honestly. There's a woman that is also trending right now as we speak as an PF supporter. Again, her naked pictures are trending as well. That one is real. The naked pictures are trending. A ZANU PF very close ally in ZANU PF. A mature woman. And I'm sitting on the other end, I'm looking, I'm like, guys, do you really think we are going anywhere with these people? Let me tell you, if you want to be miserable in life, you have a leader that is not sexually disciplined. One of the principles that you must always take into consideration when choosing a leader is a sexually disciplined leader, be it a woman or a man. That's why they always say you must be a president when you're married. They have reasons why they do so. It's because they know that if you're not married, the time you start chasing for women to choose, a lot will happen and it can taint your name as a leader. So if you've got a wife, it's known. Even whatever happens, it will be your own problems. But at the end of the day, it's known that you have a wife and the wife is so and so, and people respect the fact that at least you've got a wife. So sexual discipline is very important. I am feeling disgusted, I must say, disgusted by what I'm seeing on social media, especially from a leader point of view. And I think there's a message that I saw, if I can remember correctly, that was actually Finance who said, it's guys, whether it's true or not, it's disgusting to have a leader that every time you wake up, you hear that your president is doing things, you know. Your president is doing things. It is disgusting. I mean, honestly, it's too much. A president of all the people. So he said there is something disturbingly peculiar about the office of the president of Zimbabwe, right? Surely, it cannot be invariably pure coincidence that the president is mentioned in every controversial issue, from the gold mafia, botched up tenders, extortion, embezzlement, nepotism, now it's rape allegations, abduction allegations, and the list is infinity. At least for now, Mugabe had his glaring flaws that his office was, but his office was scared. It's just disheartening as a Zimbabwean to always be waking up to unsavory news about the presidents every day. I honestly, even me, Utu, I'm like, a president, guys, no. You know, I've always said to my mom, whenever I hear that the pastor, you know, is busy doing shenanigans in town, and the people would come in and try to defend the pastor. And I've always said to my mom, I got my father, whom I've known, serving God for decades, Bishop Tudor Bismarck. I think for those that know him in Zimbabwe, he has had a very big church, New Life Church. Guys, tell me if you have ever heard scandals about Bishop Tudor Bismarck. He travels the world, very much famous than some of these, you know, charismatic pastors that we are seeing today. But the scandals around charismatic pastors, and they always say that it's a lie. Guys, they always say, they say, is that what they say? Where there's smoke, where there's fire, where there's smoke, there's fire, right? Do you think that people hurt him to just create things? Or like I said, to me, he's not the only leader. There's quite a number of leaders. And I'm not saying he did it or not, but just knowing that the president is being dragged into such scandals, it is, to me, honestly, I feel disgusted. You know, some people are saying it's a distraction. No. We can distract each other, but not to a point of naming such allegations on a president of a country. And no, guys, I really don't think it's a distraction. I don't think it's a distraction. At the same time, I'm just saying, next time when we look for leaders, please consider men and women of integrity. That's what I'm going to say. Please consider men and women with the good names. You know, I'm sorry to say this. I really prefer being led by someone who's morally, guarded. If you don't have good morals, then sorry, you can't be my leader. I'm very particular in the new Zimbabwe that we are heading towards. If I have to choose a leader, I'm gonna have to check your lifestyle, y'all. Your lifestyle matters. That's why sometimes I just think that Chamisa is a good leader. He can be a good leader for Zimbabwe, because maybe there are scandals around him, but I don't know if you guys know some. I've never heard any. In terms of women, because women will bring a man down, y'all, anytime, any day. That's for a fact. Now, because we are within the cloud of factional wars, and factional wars are real in ZANU-PF, I also hear that the young people are trying to topple Chiwenga. They are desperate for the position too. They are young people who wants to be president in the country. That makes me even, maybe it's shaky. You have seen shaky being like, you know, I'm like, hello. You want to compete with Chamisa? You want to head on with Chamisa or with Kasukure? Oh, don't forget as well that Kasukure is in the ring. I've seen that he can be the first secretary for ZANU-PF. That's what I saw. Which I think, honestly, if ZANU PF to consider Kasukure, he may not be a good person. I mean, to Zimbabwe, it's up to Zimbabwe to decide. But I'm just saying, looking at the situation there, they need a strong candidate to be head on with Chamisa. That's for a fact, because Chamisa is coming back. He's there fully in the political circle. I don't know how he's going to fight this game, but maybe as an independent candidate. I don't know, but I really feel like we need a leader that has got morals. Now, very disturbing article that I saw. Guys, I've been very clear about where I stand with Kudata Gwire. I've been very clear about why I stand with Kudata Gwire because of his corruption, involvement. This man, every corrupt scandal in Zimbabwe, Tagwire's name is actually the forefront. I saw an article that Chiwenga Tagwire rose close ranks. So what they are saying is that there are speculation Chiwenga may stand as a successor to Edie. These are speculations. Because Chiwenga may stand as a successor, now Tagwire is trying to move closer to Chiwenga and want to align with Chiwenga. I'm like, no. If there be anything that Zimbabwe should do, is to deal with this man called Kudata Gwire. This man have milked Zimbabwe to the ground. This man has captured the state. This man, for those that are going to Seventh-day Adventists, I love you, but I'm sorry to say this. Kudata Gwire, if I go to sit down with him face to face, I'll tell him how I feel about the way he has ruined Zimbabwe and how he has destroyed the future of so many people. And he lies, he masquerade, he pretend to be this kind of a person, but almost every scandal, every investigation I've read, Kudata Gwire's name is there. Which include the past 1.6 billion, Kudata Gwire's name is there. I don't know when Zimbabwe is going to look squarely into this man and know that this man has caused pain in that country and he's just pretending like a businessman. He's not. He's simply taking advantage. Now, if you have heard that maybe Chiwenga may try to succeed ED, he's not trying to align with Chiwenga, but remember they fought with Chiwenga before. Don't forget that. They fought that time of the coup. I think before the coup, after the coup. Now he's trying to align himself with Chiwenga because he wants to milk and bleed Zimbabwe to death. I'm going to read this article here. So they said business tycoon. Again, when I hear the word tycoon, I'm like, it's the most abused word in a Zimbabwean, in a Zimbabwean context. It's the most abused word. Business tycoon, a key figure behind the scenes in President Mnangagwa's dramatic rise to power 6 years ago, is said to have mended fences with Vice President Constantino Chiwenga. Listen to this. He mended fences again. For me, if I have to vote, I would vote Chiwenga out for that reason. That is close to Kudata Gwire. Then already he's compromised, in my opinion. He's compromised. If these allegations are true, he's already compromised. So they are saying dramatic rise to power 6 years ago. He's said to have mended fences with Vice President Constantino Chiwenga in a move seen as indicative of the change in dynamics in ZANU-PF succession matrix. Mnangagwa is serving his last term after taking over in the aftermath of a coup in November 2017 that toppled the late long-term ruler Robert Mugabe and his ZANU-PF party in his clause of a deadly but silent succession. This is actually the news day that reported this. In public, Mnangagwa has maintained that he will leave office when his term expires in 2028. And according to his spokesperson, George Charamba, who posted on X with the handle Donzamu Soro, the president also asserted that his ZANU-PF will choose his successor when the time is appropriate. Mnangagwa's backers, notably Midlands Provincial Minister Owen Moda, I think this must be Owen Nube, hey, Moda Nube, is that the, yeah, Owen Nube, sorry, have been trying to rouse support for an ED 2030 campaign, which suggests that he would still be running the country beyond his 22nd term. His statement is unlikely to douse the succession debate in the ruling party, akin to his predecessor's last days in power. Chiwenga is seen in some quarters as the 81-year-old ruler's natural successor. But some of the ZANU-PF leaders loyalists want him to hang on to power. The behind-the-scenes maneuvering over Mnangagwa's succession is said to have seen some powerful business people and politicians making overtures to Chiwenga to carry favor in the event of power changing hands in 2028. That will show you that there's going to be a lot of dirty money circulating in the country. Again, they will loot your money, use that money to destroy your destiny. This time, I'll stand on the tower demanding that those people don't even have a chance. I said a chance. I'm going to stand on the tower to make sure that does not even happen. So ZANU-PF sources revealed that Tagwire, who has been accused of using his proximity to Mnangagwa to amass wealth through government contracts, reached out to Chiwenga through emissaries led by a top army general. Can you hear that? He's not only moving to Chiwenga, but there's also an issue of the army that is involved there in that whole steel deal. So, you know... So ZANU-PF sources revealed that Tagwire, who has been accused of using his proximity to Mnangagwa to amass wealth through government contracts, reached out to Chiwenga through emissaries led by a top army general. The two are said to have fallen out soon after the coup due to business deals that went sour and saw Tagwire gravitating towards Mnangagwa. Can you see how cunning this man is? I'm talking about Tagwire, very much cunning. According to these articles, in my opinion, he's a cunning dude, you know. Sources said the Secunda founder, who was ambitious figure and close to the president during the early days of presidency, feels sidelined by the emergency of rivals such as Wikino Shivayo. But how can he be sidelined when he's on record supporting Wikino Shivayo? I don't buy that. He's on record saying you guys should leave Wikino Shivayo alone. I actually think Wikino Shivayo is also Kurata Grace runner. Don't forget that Kurata Grace is also sanctioned, right? Don't forget. And we must also remember that Wikino Shivayo was bad to ever get into America. Ever. I said ever, not to just, he was bad. There's a difference because of corruption. So he's said to have used a top army general named supplied to reach out to Chiwenga, and the two have since ironed out their differences. All right, interesting to know. For the past months, the army general, who is also close to Mnangagwa, has been facilitating meetings between Tagwire and Chiwenga, which led to a truce between the two, the sources said. Before Chivayo, many, if not all, government projects were being awarded to Tagwire. He was the kingmaker who would determine who should get which government post, but he is now being sidelined. This has forced him to rethink his relationship with ED. Mnangagwa appointed Tagwire to the Presidential Advisory Council, PAC, after controversially winning the 2018 elections. At the time, he said the PAC would advise him in formulating economic policies. The PAC has since become redundant as its members were sharply divided over the country's political and economical trajectory, and Mnangagwa Tagwire is one of the Mnangagwa's associates that were sanctioned by the United States and the United Kingdom for their alleged links to corruption networks. At one time, he was in control of Kuvimba Mining House, the mining house that is involved again the scandal of the 1.6 billion from Mutapa Investment Fund. Don't forget that. Put that on record. A monolithic mining conglomerate that was built through the consolidation of state-owned mining firms as he tightened his grip on Zimbabwe's economy. He has also spread his footprint into agriculture, banking, and finance. ZANU-PF sources said his new found relationship with Chiwenga was an indication that he wanted to continue benefiting from the government business and also protecting his vast interests. He has been causing up to Chiwenga of late, although for years they were not the best of buddies, said the sources. Chiwenga was bitter with the way his investment at a chrome mine, African Chrome Fields, was managed by Tagwire. He lost his shares in a joint venture with Sudan Moti, again another controversial guy. Controversially, and Tagwire was involved. But now they are talking with the help of the army general. They feel Chivayo is misleading the president. According to a report released in April last year by the Sendri, a United States-based investigating group, Moti allegedly paid $3 million to firms linked to Mnangagwa and Chiwenga following a $120 million deal signed in November 2017 at the height of the coup that saw Tagwire acquire 30% of the money. Again, to Tagwire. Something is wrong in this country. Something is very wrong in this country. Something is very, very wrong in this country. That's why you and I, we should save it. We should save this country. We need to save it. So according to the same report, right, the ACF became a money-moving operation in which Mortis companies paid about 130 million in 595 installments to a mix of established firms, companies whose records are missing, and politically linked entities in Zimbabwe. In December 2017 and January 2018, the payments included 1 million to Mnangagwa's farm and 2 million to a company controlled by Chiwenga Associate, and someone reported to be Chiwenga's niece. At the time, the Motu Group denied peddling influence on Zimbabwe's top leadership. The source said Tagure's visit to the State House had become less frequent because he is not part of those pushing Mnangagwa to rule beyond his constitutionally guaranteed 2 terms that end in 2028. Tagure does not believe in the ED 2030 mantra. He thinks Mnangagwa should serve his constitutional terms and leave. The sources added, neither Chiwenga nor Tagure responded to questions that were sent a fortnight ago. Which becoming even more interesting to say. So these people are literally control Zimbabwe, right? Yeah, well, there must be something wrong in our nation. It's the greed is too much. They take and take, they will never have enough. And that's why I'm saying young people need to stand up and put a stop to this. We must stand up and say no. Guys, I uploaded Kenya, honestly. Even after people died, Kenya carried on with the march. They did not stop. They did not stop. Guys, we need to save our country. They've no regard for feelings and how we actually care about this country. They don't care. You know, they're just playing us every time. Like Kurata Gure, I wish to see him face to face. I'm gonna look squarely in his eyes and say, sir, you really need to stop. You need to stop what you're doing to the people of Zimbabwe. Why can't you have enough? Why can't you have enough? You are bleeding this country to death. You know, but when we are talking about all this, Mnangagwa was being accused. Again, there was a long space today that happened on Twitter where Mnangagwa was being accused of he was being accused of very serious allegations. I don't know why every scandal that's going on in the country, the president Mnangagwa is at the forefront. He is at the forefront. He's being accused of almost every scandal in the country. And I wonder, how can we deal with that? So I want you guys to listen to what Susan Mtami said about President Mnangagwa. It's shocking. She said very serious allegations. Very disturbing. Also, the sons as well were robbed into the entire, conversation. It is very serious days ahead that we are really heading towards. Very serious allegations. Wow. The question is, why are we still keeping these people in leadership? I don't understand. Even if you are saying it's a deep state, that deep state, do they think or they don't think? I don't know. Honestly, like the deep state, who you are, your fathers, uncle, grandfathers, grandparents, do you really think about the future of children? Think about your legacy, or everything is just a game? Take a listen.
Sometimes it's not I want people to understand. It's because vasikana zvambotaurwa nayo vasikana vanenge vanzi unenge waita lakira kuzotaurwa nakuda zvese.
This word deep state, honestly, I'm very upset with this whole thing. I'm one of the person who's really upset about this whole deep state thing. I'm upset with it because I don't see any future with all this drama that we're facing every day. We are stuck, man.
And it was with the ex-wife. I can't remember what her name was. That beautiful, beautiful lady. Sometimes it's not madara ya nonyenga vaskana. I want people to understand. I called a few private hospitals and remember.
Sorry, I apologize on that.
And it was with the ex-wife. I can't remember what her name was. That beautiful, beautiful lady. Sometimes it's not madhara aya anonyenga vasikana. I want people to understand. It's because vasikana zvambotaurwa nayo. Vasikana vanenge vanzi unenge waita lakirako zvataurwa nakuda zvese. That's why I'm trying to raise awareness to these issues. Kuti, when you see munhu wezanu, it does not mean that they love you. It's blood money. It's like joining a cult. Do you remember secretary Temba? They set that girl up with Msani. Right now she's married to Msani. And Msani does not know he's being managed by Temba. So it's all about setting each other up. You understand? They are very cunning. Very cunning. When I say very cunning, he's not who you guys think he is. Apart from obviously you come and say, oh, sour grapes, oh, chichi. I will tell you, I'm not, because usually when I say something to him, I go, oh, you're bipolar. Never been diagnosed of bipolar. Was the only thing that my shrink said. He said I had anti-waking depression. You know, when you say something about these ZANU PF people, they will label you a mental health patient or you need help. And that is stigma on real mental health issues. As a society, we shouldn't look down on those. They actually need love. They need support. Apana benzi, tanga business, like what I said. And that's somebody.
You are normal as they can be.
And someone mentioned, if we need to support that girl, whether she's lying or she's telling the truth or whatever you people think, because I've seen a lot of different views. When I said my story, she was also one of the people who said, oh no, this didn't happen. And I knew this happened. How can you say this? I'm framing my praise, But I'm a woman. Enemy but I'm not like that. I will always support another woman. I will support that person till my authorities write their own findings. Abuse changes the way you look at things. I think I mentioned it on my space. Maybe her behavior towards the way she reacts online, whether it's split personality disorder or it's I actually didn't know I went through like a maniac episode. That's what my therapist said. And I'm not ashamed to say it. Because I don't want one of yours to go through stuff and then feel no. If I feel good and feel okay, I will drive Center link up but pay my number don't stigmatize mental health or mental health issues. No. Listen, take time to listen to that person. Because muskana I cry for help like this. Because kana munhu akaita sana gugu vanenge vari part of the system vanenge vari masecrets emukati menyika vanenge vachiziva ongomuka akafa mangwana. Mese motanga kuchema kuti isakangomuteerera. Saka just listen. We also want vana vanenge vari kuma high school kana vaka abuse vataurewo kuti aiwa ndakabatwa chibharo. Make it fashionable to report such cases. I was told I cannot nyayangu at the moment. I can't win the Saka I have to wait. Saka nenjunza Susan mtami yakazoti chichi. No, I followed legal advice. But yes, unogona kuenda kunoprotesta hako, but you also need uruti nyaya yako ite unge nyaya isina basa rese nyaya social media. You understand? You have to look at the seriousness of your case. Saka, if this happened to Google, if she's listening, Google, go to the Canadian authorities with whatever you have. Share with them, sit down with them. They will not judge you. They will look after you. If you have whatever mental health issue that you have, they will get you help. They will get you support. They will not judge you. I was never judged in. They will help you if you have children. They will also bring your children. They will fly them to Canada, to where you are, and assist you, because those kids, they are also in danger. If you have children, don't judge rape victims. Unless then you know, no, we can't take it seriously. Because when you're in those circles, if you remember, if you remember very well, I was still processing death. Then I'm starting through therapy. They told me Twitter, if you remember. Unoramba draw towards your abuse. Till not know is right. So maybe I think we are not in a position to judge anyone. How many stories have been swept under the carpet? These are, this is just the tip of the iceberg. Sister yake.
Can you hear that? Yo.
Akamupa chirwere akafani edzi.
Sure. That's a lot.
A beautiful, beautiful girl, young lady. Akafa. Kana munhu achikwanisa kuraranika mwana wesister wasisi inini panapa. Ndoita mwana musikana baba Jaden uraya mwana wangu musikana. Umpa edzi.
Yo, that's a lot.
And that is, and you also, office of the president, you will never hear Anthony Albanese has raped someone in Canberra. My office, they need to be like, that level of respect for that office. Kuno kutunoa tima prime minister, tima president. A very respectable young man, yes, that's my prime minister right there. No scandal, nothing. And I don't know why they can't copy, these other styles of politics from other countries. Here, president, when you adai, abat, adai. I can tell you, Dale Nonzi, ED Abba Pachigari. It's not just him. Kapani nyaya dzevana vake dzandina dzodzo ndakapiwa nevasikana vangu vachidana navo. Mumwe wacho had to leave nyika akaenda South Africa. And I think she crossed over. Ndakambonyora nezvazvo nchita crosser over. I won't say nyika yaari because akasvika asylum ikoko. It's a pattern, mafia iri crosser from one child, from father to son, Those are the issues that you negotiate with the military. Negotiations, but it's just because of A, B, C, D. Mnangagwa, upiwa kurepa we. And I'm not the only one. I will tell you this, I'm not the only one.
And
must I remind you, I'm not what I title president, I'm going to get remedial. Vanhu vanoswera vachikuitirai mabira vachikutsipikai.
Oh,
timunyarare. Do you know what they're talking to me since pani hama yako eri. All my relatives, I'll say it here. They are in the diaspora. Unesaka move out vamwe vakanorora uko vakarora. You know, andina hama iri kuZimbabwe. Kana dziri kwa handitodzizivi. But family yangu inini andina. Zvikanzi hauna here unoyera chii mutupo wadauza mutupo wangu because takambofamba zvikanzi hanzi unoziva but they try to play mind games on you kuti unzi unosvikirwa une because simba rekutaura vanoona pfungwa vavanhu vasina chikoro vanongofunga kuti munhu wese avafumura ane zviri paari munhu unenge uchitongotaura chokwadi chezvakaitika. So they try to play mind games on you. So you need to be careful when you're dealing with characters like Vanilla. Anyway, I added someone. I don't know where he's gone to.
All right. Did you know what she spoke about the deep set today? I think on X as well, which people were saying these issues are very much of sensitive national issues. She did not talk about this on on X. I think the deep state should ask themselves, how on earth can people discuss them on X? You see, this is what I'm saying. It's the situation in Zimbabwe is a sad story. What's happening on X is simply showing you how weak the state is. You really can't blame people for talking about you. How did they get into it? How can one woman graze an entire cabinet? I mean, how can it means that you are surrounded by the wrong people, right? I can't even open my mouth and say the president did this to me. Not even any Zimbabwean person. I can't. I admit Zimbabweans, but I can't talk about them with anyone else and mention their name. I can tell you the story, but I'll never mention the name if I want to tell you a story. You know why? Because I have respect for them. And I also know how to say no. And I also know how to make people sign in non-disclosure. I'm very much good at that. You sign non-disclosure. You don't mess up with my life. I have a lot to protect, right? So the fact that you as a leader, a president, you allow just anybody around you, it says a lot about you, right? And it's unfortunate that if I would look squarely in the president, Mnangagwa will tell him exactly the same. That you see what is going on online right now is simply saying a lot about you than it can say a lot about the people. Because then you should have mind the kind of people that you surround yourself with. I can only imagine, just imagine if it was Brent Kagoro was closer to him, would we hear all this drama here? Definitely not. So you should introspect. You need to introspect. You know, you need to introspect. If you can have a woman or a man who is dramatic, it says a lot about you. You should not even date the person from the word go, because you can actually tell. But, you know, when you talk to a person, you can tell, no, this is not me. You know what I mean? If a person is a loose cannon, you can actually tell they're a loose cannon. You should know where to draw a line. It is a sad story to hear a president of a country being humiliated like that. And we are talking about an 81-year-old. Again, I'm still going to say, this is why I've always been saying to people, learn to walk away from these positions and these places, because right now the factional wars can be the cause of all this. Because, I mean, you can't tell me good from nowhere. The things that are being tweeted are shocking. Shocking. I'm telling you, shocking. And for a president, my own father doesn't even have that position. But if I were to hear things like this about my daddy, he doesn't care. But men, the children, yeah, I don't know how they're dealing with this, because I would freak out. I would freak out. It's now is a family member, or hey, you give this one HIV, a president. Yeah, guys. The Zimbabwean story is, one thing I'll tell you, when you choose a leader, this coming Zimbabwe, that you're going to have the right to choose a leader, please choose a man who's sexually disciplined. There are reasons why Any man who is not disciplined sexually cannot be a leader. There are reasons. Because, when you are in that position, women are always going to be your downfall. Look, these are women who are humiliating them across social media today. Women, always going to be your downfall as a man. You know what I mean? You need to be around men, women of classy, women who don't just baba wooga on the street. They know where to draw the line. They know what to say and not what to say. But like I said, he has to introspect. He's not the only president. There are a lot of people, you see, near Katama corners, it comes with consequences. It's the legacy of shame. The legacy of shame. It's the legacy of shame. Who is around you? Anyway, we all know this is simply nothing. The whole fight hasn't started and it's going to end very badly. I'm not surprised because that's the culture they captivated. A culture of evil. It's going to end the same way. You captivated that culture. You should not be surprised when that culture come and haunt you. That's your lifestyle, right? Yes, embrace it. When you were lying to other people, saying that one, then lie about that man, go then say, take the video of that person, and all the shenanigans and the dirty games that you guys have been playing. Where do you think we're going to end? Nothing. Just happy. But you've been sowing evil, seeds of evil. No, it doesn't work like that. You're sowing seeds of evil, it comes with consequences. You're going to reap exactly what you sow. Even in multiplication, because it's not going to come as a seed, it comes as a fruits. You have your day. We haven't seen anything yet. There's going to be a lot going on. That's going to happen, not going on. A lot is going to happen in this country. A lot is going to happen. Everything, there are some things that were being alleged that, in fact, Zamara, the person Zamara was poisoned by Temba Mliswa. These are allegations that are being dropped by the same women, these women. Because they've been very close to the system. You're close to your girls. Like I said, women are always going to be a man's downfall. And I've always been telling you, if you're a man and you have got a lot to protect, don't babawuga. Don't just do stupid things because people keep your videos, your pictures, and they will use that against you. So if you know you've got a lot to lose, make sure you're protected legally. If you have a lot to lose, don't just mingle with just mere nobody. Make sure the people that you spend your time with, they also have a lot to lose. So that should you have a contract in place, someone's going to say, hey, if I say this, woo, I'm in trouble. Right? Because I have a lot to lose. But being known, being someone who has a lot to lose and still be mingled with people that have nothing to lose, you are a fool. You're foolish. Look, the things they're saying, God, what a legacy. What a legacy. And you expect people to respect you? And guys, and I'm sitting here and think these are my leaders. No, I can't. This is nonsense. Nonsense. That's why God knows my heart. I'm praying that we're going to have real leaders in the upcoming Zimbabwe. We're going to have men and women of classy, integrity, top-notch. Men and women who fears the Lord, who respect themselves. What we are seeing in Zimbabwe is shocking. The people that are being called leaders, when you look at their resume, their lifestyle, it's filthy. It's filthy. Moral-wise, they don't have a clue of what they're doing. It's men who don't have no morals. Havana kana morals. Guys, do you know what's called a moral? Do you know what I truly believe that you can do your things, as a man, but you need to do your things with respect of self, right? Whatever you do, you must consider yourself. Or women as well. If you want to do your things, just consider yourself. Are you surprised why the country is going haywire? Are you surprised why there is moral degradation in the country? The country is messed up morally. And it filters. It's a chaos. I told you, you must never vote a man who don't have a good resume when it comes to sexual discipline. Never put that man in leadership. I said never. Be it a company. Listen, I worked for a company not far from where I stay here. When I was early in my 20s, I'll tell you, a very successful company. It was a successful company, that company. It was employing more than 500 people. I'll tell you what happened in that company. So the manager was married. The owner, the CEO was married. He had a secretary that was also married. So he started vibing with this secretary. So then he hired a sales manager lady as well. She was married as well. So you know, Mena, he moved to the sales manager woman and began to vibe with that woman. She was married. So the secretary began to be jealous of the manager now dating another woman, because the attention is moved. The moment attention moves to another person, women goes, yo, if you lose attention, women, it pisses women off. So because she was a secretary, she knew his moves. She now reported the the sales manager to the husband, because the sales manager had a beautiful husband, amazing husband, and reported and told them the hotel they were, and the man drove and found them there. That company went to nothing. A company that was hiring more than 500 people, successful company, went to nothing. That's what happens when immorality, and I'm talking to men here, if you want to be great, then you're going to play your cards smart. Don't play with women. Who be your downfall? The same applies to women as well. Men can be your downfall. For me, I know. I'll tell you things that I know. Men, if I was playing with men, I'll tell you no facts. I want to be standing here and talk to you the way that I do. Because men will be having a hold on me. I can date a person, but I can't be sleeping around with men and be standing and talk to you the way that I do. They will have a hold on me. That will be my downfall. It's a principle. We must learn to choose leaders who have what it takes with morals. We cannot carry on a China. It's China, man. It's China. You can do your stuff, but have the respect of self. I really think Zimbabwe, not only are we going to have leaders, I think we need to start having, I can't call it, people that kind of like, what can I call them? It's just that we have got a very broken church system. Because I know in America, they normally do it. They've got people who kind of, what do you call them, man? Like kind of elder sort of, or a person who can come and mentor politicians. Teach them real principles that govern life, so that at least they're able to shape that government. Because you can't. What we are seeing in Zimbabwe is a mess, man. It's a mess, man. A president not took up on social media like that. It's no a president of a country. That's the first man who's leading every Zimbabwean. And she took up a jigger like that. Nema words, nema vocal words. A president. No. Zunochki said. No, guys, no. I'm not surprised why the country is in a mess. When we are now, it's chaotic. Everything is just Pamari. It's a joke. Aro poison, sorry. So ya poison we akatumwa uko we abendi so kwakuno rova vanhu avazo vanouraya vanhu avakazo. What is it? I pray that we will have better leaders in the next Zimbabwe. I pray that we're going to have better leaders in the next Zimbabwe. My prayer for the sake of generations, because our children cannot go through this. This is too much. It's too much. I'm not close to President Emerson Mnangagwa. If I was, I would look squarely in his eyes and say, sir, this is not it. This is not it. For me as a child, I'm young enough to be your child, your daughter, right? You've got daughters who are older than me. How does your daughter feel when she hears that the father is in this position? Your sons, your in-laws, your daughter-in-laws, your grandchildren. No, guys, this is not on. No, this is too much. It is sad, man. Yo, hi guys. Someone had tweeted something that was Joseph Kalimbe from Zambia, but he eventually deleted because he said another leader who wants to assume chairmanship is being accused of sexually violating women. And I don't know, someone maybe told him to say remove it, but he tweeted, I don't know, I didn't grab that, but I saw it and I read it. He was simply saying, how do you make that person sudden chairmanship? And is he right? Yes, he's right. How do you make that person your leader? But because these are allegations, they're not yet proven to be true. Because honestly, the woman that is talking, this one here right now, currently, she's known for accusing a lot of men. But this is what I've learned. Honestly, I'm talking about myself, okay? Based on my experience, I'm not beginning to believe in most of these allegations around Zimbabwean men. Because I never believed it. Because, you know, I've been in the box, you know, minding my business, doing my stuff. But now that I'm kind of getting to see what's happening within the Zimbabwean context, I'm beginning to believe most of these allegations, they're true. I told you that based on experience, not what I've heard, based on experience. I've seen that Zimbabweans, I don't know, is it a demon? Is it ignorance? Is it poverty? Majority of our people have lost morals. I don't know, or they got exposed to a lot of shenanigans later in life, and they didn't know how to manage themselves along the way. I really believe most of these allegations. Like I said, I can't believe this, but I said most of the allegations that I hear on social media, I believe them. I said based on experience. It's just that I don't tolerate nonsense. I'm not any, you can't get through to me that easily. You cannot. Because you know why? I have a track record. I've met men who are bigger than what I'm seeing here. And they still do not find their way. So you can come here today and think you can get your way. Then I'm looking at you, I'm like, what's your name? Who's your mom? Who's your daddy? You know what? Excuse me. If you want to get your way through me, then show me your principles. We can talk. Money don't move me. Cars don't move me. Houses don't move me. Things do not. Show me your character, then we can talk. If you want to have me, then put your character on the cards. Then we can have a conversation. It is a mad damage. Because one thing I know is when your character is intact, material things will follow. But when you lose your character, you can lose everything. Just like that. And I also still know that a good name is far much better than silver and gold and riches. A good name. But it's embarrassing for me to raise my children when the father is in papers doing stupid things. It's a humiliation to me and my empire. And my legacy. You know what I mean? For me, legacy matters. Raising great men, children, it matters. So I don't think I'll be willing to go around in front of one nonsense. I don't have time. I will not answer anything. So for that reason, I focus on character. Not things. But it's unfortunate. They've created poverty and majority of women are just following them for things. That's why they're losing themselves. But at the end, it comes with consequences. Is you go down being the most humiliated human being on earth. I said you must be careful because some of you are going to be great people in life in future. Don't be short-sighted. Majority of you are going to run very successful businesses because we are getting into an era where people use anything they find to bring you down. The pictures that you're sharing online, you're saying naked pictures with women, you're doing all manner of things. They will use that against you. So beware and be clever, be wiser. Don't confuse madness and reality. Don't confuse counterfeits and originals. All this sharing naked stuff online, everything are counterfeits. They're manipulations of the wicked. There's nothing fancy about it. Don't confuse the two. Don't confuse to live in a deranged society, in something that's something somewhere, somehow. That's why I have respect for the president of Burkina Faso. They banned PORN in Burkina Faso. They banned it. If I can be a leader in Zimbabwe for any youth, I'll ask the government to ban anything that is PORN in the country. You know why? Because they know how damaging it is. It's selling people dummies. You're selling people a fake lifestyle. You're messing up with people's minds. Instead of people focusing on building something, they're spending their time watching garbage. In the end, they have nothing to show. That's why there's a mess in that country in Zimbabwe today. Men and women are spending time doing stupid things. So things are falling apart. It's a lack of morals. It's a nation that believes in counterfeits. Everything fake is what people are pursuing. If you are talking about money and money that is being looted, I can guarantee you that meeting is going to have few people. But just put stupid things, you see millions of people are going to follow. That will show you how broken we are as a nation. My heart was pained me so much when I watched the meeting that Ruto had online. Ruto, the president of Kenya. 4.5 million people which were tuned in. Listen to Ruto speaking. Kenyans. Zimbabweans, when we say let's talk about important things, money that is being looted daily, corruption, people don't turn up. But just say someone answer, we've become a society that is so stupid. No wonder why ZANU is capitalizing on it. We are not investing our time on important issues. We're investing our time on things that don't even matter. That's why ZANU is capitalizing on it. Well, someone is talking about grace. I'm going to be covering grace tomorrow because I've seen that most of their farms have been taken. Allegations are they've been taken by Mnangagwa. We will look at that story tomorrow morning. But I wanted to look at this issue of immorality. I feel for President Emerson Mnangagwa. It's sad for a president, not only a president, a father of really mature sons with great children, daughter-in-laws, guys. I'm saying daughter-in-laws. I can only imagine what things that you must just go there and read for yourself. I said, hey, username is African Delinquent. You can go there and see this. I can't read some of those things because I don't like vulgar words. So I rarely talk vulgar words. My tongue, I don't like things that, you end up saying those words in front of people that are not supposed to hear nothing because you get used to it. So I rarely want to repeat vulgar words. I always no, I navigate well. I'm doing everything in my power to protect my name. So you can go there and read for yourself. It's disgusting. Because you need to remember, not every Zimbabwean is a loose cannon, right? Not every Zimbabwean find that entertaining. No. Like, I don't. I really don't. You know what finds me, what makes me happy is seeing men and women raising incredible children, protecting great legacy, building successful businesses, shaping our society in the right direction, becoming role models to the young people of what marriage really looks like. Those people, they deserve my respect. This is sleeping there everywhere, doing all manner of nonsense. It doesn't excite me. It disgusts me. It disgusts me. Because I know how much pain it brings in families. The torture, the trauma is generational. So I know is we pretend like everything is okay. Like, oh no, but that's okay. No, it's a lie. We know these kind of actions bring a lot of trauma. But when a family is successful, when children are happy, there's respect in a home, there's peace. That is peace. And there's success. And then there's generational blessing. Because a peaceful family attracts God's blessing. That's why when a couple is strong together, they get blessings. God honors a strong couple. God honors a united family. He blesses them. He does. And you know what happens when the family is in disarray? They get in the curse of God. This that you're seeing today. You don't even believe one name is America all over the place. But they have no name. Their name is gone. Now again, the Bible is vindicated that a good name is far better than material things. A good name. A good name. Who's the sir, Mr. You know? Beautiful children. You don't have too much, but there's love in the house. There is peace in the house. Spending time with your children, teaching them, believing in them, blessing them. Sit around the table, respect your wife. Let her respect you. There is harmony in the house, there's peace. That family will command a blessing. It's a principle. It's scriptural. But when there is chaos, the curses of God visit the place. Everything falls apart. In a twinkling of an eye, the entire empire is going to collapse. In the twinkling of an eye, the entire empire is going to collapse. It's going to fall flat. Because there's a curse of God. That's why I always say, what is this deep state all about that you talk about? Whenever I hear people say the deep state, I look at them and I laugh. And I laugh. You know what the deep state is? You know what the deep state should do? Protect a legacy of a nation. By making sure. But there's no deep state you can tell me that drugs can rampage in our streets and destroy lives. And that so-called quote-unquote deep state of yours is just sitting and watch. That money that's supposed to buy hospital equipment is being looted daily. And your quote-unquote deep state is sitting and doing nothing. For decades. This is not a month or... Because to me, I'm a family. If it's a deep state, let's assume it is this older, whatever it's called. I mean, whatever you're calling it, that deep state thing. Because to me, it means nothing, honestly. I believe that they would just sit maybe yearly, right? Sit down. Let's check where the country is. What is not going right? Is there something going right here? What can we do to change the situation? What can we amend? Or what can we revamp? What can we correct? Who can we remove? Then we can talk about your deep state. Then we can have a conversation. If you are telling me what your deep state is making Zimbabweans suffer, then we have no conversation to talk about. And they don't deserve my respect. And I'll tell them in their faces, you don't deserve my respect. Because you're not protecting the nation that you said you're protecting. You cannot tell me that decades, Zimbabweans are suffering for decades. It's not like it's a year or a week or something, you know. No. It's one thing to say, no, but last year wasn't great. The deep state, slept a bit and the things get messed up. But no, guys, no. With what I'm seeing currently in the country, and then someone can tell me, oh, there's the deep state. Deep state? A deep state that can let children die of hunger. When a man is being stashed in a foreign land, a deep state. That can let the hospitals with no drugs in the country, roads that you drive my potholes, and the man is being stashed. And you're telling me they deserve respect from Zimbabweans? I'm sorry, y'all. I don't think so. In my opinion, definitely not. It's time for us to speak truth into power and make it clear to them, no, guys. Today, Kenya is burning because kids stood up and said, we are sick and tired. When you guys are having your meetings, you are lying to us. We better die. If we die, we die. I think Zimbabwe don't understand the leaders of a nation, the sanity of a state, deep state. Okay, deep state. Okay. What are we benefiting from that? You want me to say what? to do what? To bow to people who are making me suffering. Who make me suffer, I must smile. So what you're telling me? Definitely not. Definitely not. I don't know, but it's sad, man. It's sad, man. A real family, even parents, call their children. You all know you come from families, right? Where your parents are getting your older. They will sit down with you and say, this is what I was doing. This is what we do things. This is where I'm going. You can say, I want to rest. Guys, what are you going to do, my son? So a deep state should invite the youth. Your deep state ya Zimbabwe, you know, go on this way. I would a passion. A deep state music. What is that? You go to communicate, guys. Let it be known there. We have a deep state that controls either the economy, control what's happening in this country, and this one should be respected. But how do you expect us to believe in things that we don't even know what are they all about? We're just hearing stuff. Oh, there's a deep state. Or what are they doing? That deep state wants us to suffer. And you want me to respect them? Definitely not. Definitely not. Unfortunately not. You can kill me if you want to. Kusiri kufande kupi. Kwete nation ekuti president anotuka pa social media for 2 days. Nema weza nonyadzisa. And there's a deep state. No, guys. I in any leadership and leadership and no, it's not working for us. It's definitely not working for us. I don't know what you guys think about it, but I don't. What I'm seeing here doesn't represent who I am. In fact, I would have written a letter, honestly. Right now, by now, I expected lawyers across Zimbabwe to write letters to the state and say, hey, this is not it. We can't just brush things like it's nothing. The president who took up social media, a president of a country, a leader, he's the first man in Zimbabwe. It's like a father of the entire country. My Baba she took up social media. And we just went to sit and say, no, that's fine. Now there are other small boys who's fighting, that woman fighting. Guys, sometimes Zimbabweans, we need to introspect, honestly. We really need to introspect. Like, is this the life that we have chosen for ourselves? Is this the life we want to be part of? Is this the leadership we're trusting our lives with? You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry to say this, is not like, I don't know, but for me, no, it's not working for me. I love Zimbabweans, I love everyone, but this is not serving me well, unfortunately. And I'm sure most Zimbabweans, it sounds like it's entertaining, but honestly, I'm not being entertained by this. I find it very disturbing. And I'm like, nah. And it's just came. Now it's another one. Now it's one PF. And we just have to say it's okay. Tomorrow when I go camera my leaders, we are saying it's okay. Guys, no. I'm not gonna do this. I think it's time for me to write a letter. I need to do something and say no. If you want my respect, then you better have to respect yourself first. Otherwise, forget it. It's not going to work. It's not gonna work at all. In my word. I don't know what to believe anymore. I don't know what to say anymore. I feel disgusted by the whole thing. The whole thing. So tomorrow morning we're looking at the land that has been taken for grace. The There's a person who keeps on saying, Grace Mugabe was right, Grace Mugabe was right. There's someone who keeps on saying, okay, I understand, but then why did then they allow that person to be a leader then? That is, some people should not come in and try to gaslight, because we would ask the questions. If you said that someone wasn't a good person, so why then did you allow the person to be the leader? That should be the first point that we need to ask. Why did you allow that person to be a leader? Guys, the new Zimbabwe that is coming, let's check people's resume. We must never undermine the power of morals and principles. Let's choose men and women of morals. Vanhu wengatitarise maresume evanhu. Kana munhu anga asina mamorals ngabviswe. Muruzwa, ngatite nyika inoexalta mamorals. Kuti murume ada kuita leader ngatimuseche. Kana une hunhu hwako usina basa ngavabviswe. Muruzwa. Beat I don't know how to put this across. So do you understand what I'm saying? Because I know it's not working anymore, in my opinion. Tell me what you think, guys, in the comment section. But you have heard my word. I'm disgusted. And I'm adamant. I'm very much disgusted. I've never seen what I'm seeing. I'm in shock. No, it's a no, and it is a no. I expect better, and I expect better leadership. I want men who take me somewhere. No, this is not what I believe in, unfortunately. Yeah, I love you all. May God bless you, and may God bless Zimbabwe. You must have a good one, and we'll see you tomorrow. Let's look at what happens with all these land and the fights. Again, factional wars are getting worse and worse. But another thing, again, Kudata Gure is my brother I respect. But I repeat, this man needs to tell us, why does he have to make us suffer by simply want to take everything to himself? I don't agree with that. Unfortunately, I don't agree with that. I respect him, but I don't agree with him taking everything for himself. Don't forget to like the live, people. A lot of people here, before you leave, like the live, push algorithm, let other people come through, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye for now.